Parker.
Oh, stretch. So good morning. I brought April with me down to the horse show at Ava. We've been camping out, and we're only about 3 miles from town. And of course, daddies don't normally sleep too well when we're camping. So to not wake everybody up in the mornings, I've been sneaking out on April. I've been going to McDonald's, getting my coffee, and sitting and waiting for the family to get up while I eat breakfast. And April has just been doing great. So Emery got up with me this morning to follow me on the adventure, and we go right to McDonald's and down the highway and get her some good experience. And it's just a really fun way to wake up when you're camping. Like I said before, April is not one of my show horses. I believe she is show quality, but she's what I consider my finished trail horse, and I brought her along just to have a lot of fun. If you watch her walk here, she carries herself with a lot of class and a lot of rhythm and head shake, and she's very forward moving, so I really do enjoy riding her. I do have a good neck rein on April and leg cues, and she's very intuitive, so like it's kind of odd. You can kind of think go faster and she'll go faster, or you can think walk and she'll walk. Right here, she'd never seen asphalt before, much less highway style traffic with motorcycles and fast moving vehicles. Seen a lot of vehicles on gravel roads where I live, but where we live, we're pretty far out in the country, so she doesn't get close to any highways. I've had a lot of horses not only be afraid of the asphalt itself, but the painted lines on asphalt will sometimes give young horses pause or something to look at. But April, from the very first day I did this, she didn't mind the traffic, didn't mind the asphalt. She even seemed to know that the asphalt would be inherently slippery, and she takes her time on it, as you'll see later in the parking lot. Here we're coming down into town, and Emery keeps leapfrogging us to watch us come down the road. One of the things I was surprised she didn't spook at was all of the poor animals that didn't make it across the road. There was one large raccoon that had been run over, and I was expecting her to sidestep around it. She stepped right on it as she went by it. Now we're in town, and we're coming to a somewhat busy intersection. And right here is where it's real important to have good control on your horse and know that they're going to stand when you want them to stand, or to have a backup if you have to back up. Okay. I'll let this truck go by first, and then I'm going to pick my way through the intersection. When riding gaited horses, or any horse for that matter that has shoes on, when you're crossing asphalt, go very slow, let them walk square and slowly and calm. And then also for the rider, get your toes ready to come out of the stirrups. So like if they do slip or fall, I like to get out of the stirrups as quick as possible. Try to make sure my leg's not underneath them. Yes, 1 apple pie, please. We'd actually tried to shoot this clip several times, and for some reason, the drive-thru was not picking up that there was somebody in there trying to take an order. I don't know if they use magnets or so much weight. You would think they would pick up on the weight of a horse, because the horse and myself probably weigh more than a motorcycle going through the drive-thru. However, we couldn't get them to acknowledge that we were there, so I went inside and ordered and then staged this, picking it up through the drive-thru. I'd like to thank the good people of the Ava McDonald's, because they were more than cooperative and thought it was very exciting to have a horse go through the drive-thru.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, sweetie.
I already paid at the counter because the thing wouldn't pick up my horse on the drive-thru.
Oh.
I was yelling at you and everything.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead and head on up.
April seemed to understand what we were doing here, and she kind of waited and would pull forward just like a vehicle would pull forward. It's like she'd done this before in a past life or something. She's really a special horse. Patiently waiting her turn to climb.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Thank
you
you.
too.
I have to go very slow on this asphalt. It's very slick. This is the slickest asphalt I've ever seen.
She's sliding.
Yeah.
She was literally sliding. Good job, April.
Editing these videos and doing the voiceover for April's videos made me think of a post I'd seen on social media lately about being marish or bad mare temperament. And I just got to say, it is a complete and total myth. I prefer mares to geldings. I do like geldings as well and have had some good ones, but I've never had a more sweet horse or with a better nature or personality than April. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body. You can never tell when she's in season. She doesn't change from week to week depending on her cycle. She is always the same, always loving, always willing, and always ready to see you. When I was coming back into the showgrounds, she got a little side eye at these empty trailers parked underneath the flags. You would think it would be the flags that would bother a horse, but for some reason she just didn't like the looks of these trailers. But as you can see, she still just walked right on by them. But she sure kept an eye on them as we went through there. When we got back to the showgrounds, I was still having fun riding April, and she was still fresh and ready to go. So we went around the main show ring while it was empty that early in the morning, and I decided to practice our canter we have been working on. I'd never really trained a show canter before, and I have another video that you might be able to find on my channel if you scroll back a couple weeks, where we did our first lesson on April setting the leads in the canter. The leads for pretty much all breeds, but especially for the Missouri Foxtrotter, when you're going in a clockwise circle like we are here, the inside legs of the circle should be the ones in the lead. So if you look here, the right hind starts the lead and the right front is coming out in front of this canter, and she picks it up well the first time. I explained in that other video how I taught her to pick up the correct lead. We practice a full lap, and what I'm trying to accomplish here is her nose is a little high compared to the angle of her shoulder. I want the angle of her forehead to her nose, that straight line, forehead down to the nose, to be the same slope as the shoulder blade, the front of the shoulder blade. So from her withers to the point of her shoulder, that angle, that's about where I want her nose. And hers is a little high, so I'm trying to get it to come down while maintaining my canter. She's looking nice here, though. Another thing we have to fight is not to hurry, and she's going at a nice slow speed. I don't want any faster. In fact, I might even try to slow it down. Here we came back down into the walk. And the canter, you always go from the canter to a walk or from a walk to a canter, never from a trot or a run and walk to a canter. And I don't know exactly why that is, other than just to have more collection, and that's what the breed standard is. Well, we had a successful trip to McDonald's. April was very patient in line. and very good around almost all the traffic. The semis did frighten her a little bit, but she obviously didn't act up. She just was like, whoa, what is that? And you know what? As loud as those semis are, I do the same thing. So she did very great. Then we practiced our show canter too in the show ring, which she is learning. We've only worked on it a couple of times. She's doing great. Really enjoy having her down here just to have fun on.